Hello, how's it going? Y'all ever been... Man, my eyes are tired. Have y'all ever been, what's the word? Unable to sleep. I have that problem a lot. Don't know why, I just do. And not the point of this video. The point of this video isn't like, so you can't sleep. You ever been overstimulated before? So I have a problem. I've had this problem for years. Anger issues. Not the subject of today's video, but just as a pin, right? Put a pin on that, right? All right. Okay. Have y'all ever been overstimulated? What does it feel like? Because I don't know if I've ever been overstimulated or not. Because I don't know what the definition of being overstimulated is. Is it too many things happening at once? Because in that case, I may have had it today. Yesterday. According to this video. Today is yesterday. Tomorrow is the future. Something. That's why they call today the present. Master Oogway. 2014 or whenever that movie came out. Whenever Kung Fu Panda came out. I don't know when Kung Fu Panda came out. I'm assuming 2014. That's my guess, though. I don't know. I don't have the movie. I don't know. I don't have, the DVD ready for, Not the point. I'm getting sidetracked. Stop it. I don't get... What's the word? What am I looking for here? What am I trying to say? Right. I don't get overstimulated easily. Mostly because I usually tend to keep to myself and just, there's noise over there. People are doing stuff. Let me just walk away from people in general. Because no offense to anyone, I just don't like talking to people. I wouldn't say hate conversation. I just would rather be shot in the knee than start a conversation with someone, no offense. It's just I can't talk to people. Could be because I'm an introvert. Who knows? At this point, all bets are off the table. I just don't like talking to people in general. Can I stay focused for 2 minutes? Not the point. So, yeah. I'm starting to hate school. It's the main takeaway from this video. I'm starting to hate school. More than I already did. I've always hated school. I'll say it with my chest out. Yeah, I hate school. Now you may look at someone like me and hear those words and it's like, so you have horrible grades, barely passing, something like that. No, my grades are somewhat good. I say somewhat, not fully, but hey, I do my best. It's just I hate classroom settings in general. I don't know why. It's just, no offense to my teachers or anything like that. It's just I tend to, for whatever reason, I don't know why. For whatever reason, I tend to just there's two thoughts that go through my head while I'm in a classroom. Either one, I want to throw this chair across the room, or two, I'm bored out of my mind. There is no in between. No, again, no offense to my teachers or anything like that. It's not like the work we're doing is boring. It's just, for whatever reason, I tend to get bored no matter what. Whether we're doing work or not, I tend to just get bored. And whenever I get bored, something just clicks in me where it's like, I have to be doing something. I can't be sitting still for 1 hour, for however long classrooms you sit in a classroom for. I feel like I'm there for like an hour, right? But I feel like I have to move. Like, I feel like if I sit down for too long, I will genuinely actually break something. And again, that's again coming back to my anger issues. It's very hard. Like, I don't think you understand, right? Every single day of my life, I have to avoid the intrusive thought of basically, I'm gonna try and break this table with my head. I'm gonna hit this wall full force. I'm gonna throw something across the room just because I want to. I don't know why I'm like this. I don't. Like, I'm not a psychologist. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, for whatever reason, I don't know why. I wouldn't say they're intrusive thoughts. They're more like, what's the word? Impulses? Like the sudden urge to do something. I'm always able to like hold it back. Like, I'm always able to like ignore it or do something else entirely and try, my best to not like, what's the word? Get angry, I guess, or at least let the impulsive thoughts win, which is basically like, I'm gonna throw this chair, I'm gonna break this table, watch. Like, I don't know why. Not my point. I'm not here to like vent or anything. I'm just here to say one thing only. School sucks. I hate it. With every passion of my being. No matter how good the teacher is. It's always just so, like, how do I put this into words? Like, it's like, okay, it's not like I hate being here, but at the same time, if I were to choose between this and jumping out a window, I think I'd choose the second option a lot more often, Like, if I had to get my leg fractured again or go to school, I think I would rather get my leg fractured. Which, by the way, very painful. The way that I fractured my leg was very painful. To be fair, fracturing a leg in general is painful. Not the point. I'm just saying, I cannot stand school. I can't. I just physically can't. Like, I don't know why or what's wrong with me. Someone could say maybe I've got, like, I don't know, what's bipolar syndrome? I don't know. I don't know what being bipolar is like. I don't know. I don't know a lot about myself. All I know is I'm weird and I have ADHD. And for most of my life, I didn't even think I had ADHD. For most of my life, I didn't even know I had it. Or, like, I had, like, it was more of a theory. Like, maybe I have it, maybe I don't. I don't know. The only reason I know is because of a piece of paper. And, of course, confirmation through my parent, my mom, which is basically, yeah, you have ADHD. We tested you a while back. Yeah, I know. Anywho. But, again, I don't know why. I don't know why. I just genuinely don't know why. From what I've seen or from what I've learned from other people, I'm not self-diagnosing. God, no. I'm never going to do that. Almost threw up. Not the point. I'm not self-diagnosing myself. I'm not doing that. I'm just making theories. All right. I don't know if I'm actually, but from what I've seen, I don't I'm not bipolar. There's no way I am. For one, with the way people describe it, it's more of a like switch. For me, it's a slow build up. Like I notice immediately that I'm starting to get angrier and angrier and angrier over time. Like I notice it like very immediately, which is why I can suppress it. Whereas most times I can't. And usually the only times I've actually noticed where I've actually like let out those impulsive thoughts is when I bite down on something. Because for whatever reason, whenever I bite down on something, like for example, let's take in this blanket. If I were to bite into it, I would no jokes. I would start like biting hard down on it, like to the point where you think I could actually rip out some of the cloth with my teeth. I don't know why that is. I I think it's kind of like teething. You know how like animals and babies are kind of like they tend to like bite down on stuff like that. Like they tend to like bite down on stuff and have the urge to bite down on stuff. Like at first I thought it was that, but maybe that's just me releasing some anger that I just have. I don't know. I don't know. I genuinely do not know. Anywho, not the point. I'm overstimulated. Or I was. I think. I don't know what again, I don't know what it feels like to be overstimulated. You know, it's like that. It's like, what can I compare this to? It's like, for example, you go on a road trip with your parents, and your parents are like, go to the bathroom before we leave. And you're like, I don't need to go. And then you're like, minutes go by of you all in the car, and you're like, can I go to the bathroom? And they're like, you should have gone back home. And you're like, well, I didn't have the feeling. I didn't feel like I had to go to the bathroom back home. That's kind of like what I would describe it as, right? Where it's like, I necessarily didn't have the feeling beforehand, but now I have it. Kinda, I guess. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Or, or like, for an example, I don't know what I'm trying to argue against or like argue for. I've lost complete track of focus. Yeah, I don't know what it's like to be overstimulated. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Because I don't necessarily know what it feels like and what it doesn't feel like at the moment, you know? Not the point I'm trying to make here. The point I'm trying to make here is I don't have a point in general. I just don't like school. I just had to rant. I hate school with every fiber of my being. Why don't you drop out? Why would I do that? No, I'm good. I'll finish school. I'll finish college. I'll get a job, a good paying job, hopefully, and somehow, in some way, juggle YouTube between all of that. All right? If the path you're on is too easy, you're on the wrong path. I'm just saying. If your life is too easy, you're on the wrong path. The right path is always the hard path. Which is why I chose to be religious. No, I chose to be religious because of my own beliefs, not because of like I thought it would be a lot more of a harder life if I chose religion. Anywho, not the point. Again, focus. Now you may be asking, Anthony, how can you tell that your anger is slowly building up? Well, you see, it's kind of easy to notice when you go from to I want to see if I can rip this table in half. You know? Like it's very easy to tell. I don't know about you. You know, it's very easy. You know, when it's like when it's like lovely day we're having. I'm gonna, like again, very, very different from who I am as a person. Like, I can tell when I'm angry. Because I'm usually not the kind of person that gets angry quickly, or at least is angry all the time. I'm more of a, like, I'm either tired or energetic. Those are my two personalities, kind of. I'm either energetic or tired. There's never an in between. Where it's like, whoo, or, you know? I'm sorry. If the snoring is like putting you off, my bad. I'll stop doing it. Oh, I actually got like tears out of that from that yawn. Tired tears, like when you're tired, when you yawn and you go like, and then tears just start for whatever reason forming on your eyes. Give me a moment. I'm gonna wake myself up. Brace for impact. That's actually how I wake myself up, by the way. Anywho, not the point. What was I saying? Right. I'm not usually the kind of person that's angry 24/7. Like, I can get angry. I have gotten angry many times. But not like when it comes to like... But when it comes to like when I'm angry, I can easily tell when I'm like about to be like... Sometimes I can't, like... How do I explain it? Sometimes I either blow up or it's more like a... Kind of like a fuse. Like, it's either... Sometimes it's instant. Other times it's more like a fuse. Like... Over time, as the years gone by, I've been able to control my anger a little more than I used to be able to. Like, for an example, it takes a lot to make me angry, but when you do, I tend to just explode immediately, right? At least back then, in the past. Now, if you're able to get me angry, it's more of a slow burn rather than an instant, I'm angry. It's more of a like... It's a more like calm yourself down kind of situation. But again, I rarely get angry nowadays. Mostly because I've... How do I explain it in a way that makes sense? I guess over the years of being angry, for whatever reason, the same thing won't make me angry twice or something like that. Excuse me. Or something like that. I don't know how it works. I don't know how I work as a person. You think I know how I work as a person? I don't know who I am. I don't know what I am. I just know I'm weird. And that's the best way to roll. Makes me unique. To be fair, though, everyone's unique in this world. People say, nah, we're the same, but no, we're very, very different. For one, oh, I'm not gonna do it again. That hurt so much. Are you willing to slap yourself awake? I'm just saying, are you willing to slap yourself awake? Ow, I think that one left a mark. Did it? No, I don't think it did. To be fair, I'm not that strong. Well, I'm strong enough to harm myself, but not strong enough to, like leave a mark. Like you're only as strong as you are durable. Something like that. I don't know what this video is about anymore. All right, school. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it from the bottom of my heart to the top to the sides with my whole heart. I. What's that? What do you mean I can't hate people? Well, sorry, I can't hate. Can't say I hate something. I need to read a Bible. I need to see I need to see what counts as hatred and hatred. You know, because in the Bible, the Lord Almighty teaches us not to hate people. People. Does that mean I can hate school? The questions of life that I'll never get the answer to. Anyway, not the point. I just wanted to ramble on how much I just despise school. Listen, again, no shade to school, the school system. It's done a great job at teaching me, but I just outright hate it. I have to wake up at 7 in the morning every day. As someone who values their sleep and is not a morning person, can tell you what is wrong with you people. Why wake me up in general? 2, why? Why? Oh, don't say the Lord's name in vain. Don't say the Lord's name in vain. Tell me why. In what way does a physical ed class teach you that you use in the real world? I'm sorry. I'm off top. Other than how to use a gym, obviously. But you don't. But you don't need a manual on how to use a treadmill. You don't need a. Okay, maybe on doing like deadlifts or like, just like, or like lifting weights or something like that, right? I understand that. I understand that completely. But why? There's no reason to keep us fit. Why isn't that a choice we can make ourselves? Actually, no, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I know the answer to that question. Never mind. Better yet. Better yet. Why the funnel cake is how do I say this without offending people? Banned. Give me a moment. A required thing to learn in elementary school. Though in the elementary school I went to, at least, we had like, I guess, music, so to speak. We don't need to learn about music that young of age. Okay, the only song that, like, okay, so you learn to play an instrument at a young age, I guess, but that's not necessarily something you do in music class. You have to sign up for that. So why is music class even a thing if you can't even learn to play an instrument without signing up to play a certain instrument? Never once in my life have I, in my elementary school years, ever learned how to play the guitar just from attending that class. No, you would have to sign yourself up and then you get taught. Not the point. Not the point. Better yet, why the... No. No, it's alright. It's alright. No. Why? Even teach music class. What does music class actually teach? Because I do not remember learning a single thing during music class, let alone physical ed. All I remember doing for physical ed is just yes, exercise. That's it. Music, I remember some things here and there, like maybe playing the drums, like maybe learning to play the drums, kinda, not fully. More like one drum, hitting it over and over again. Ah, yes, that's learning how to play music. That sounds fun for a whole entire class. Better yet. Better yet. Matter of fact, music. At least you teach people how to play instruments, unless of course you didn't sign up for that. That's fine. English. That's all I'll say. English. English. Why? Just why? I'm not even angry. Just why? I refuse to believe an 11 paragraph MLA formatted, by the way, project is gonna help me in the real world. With what? Just with what? With what? Becoming a writer or / poet. Shakespeare was able to do it, and the mother didn't use conjunctions. I refuse to believe Shakespeare used conjunctions. Matter of fact, I don't even think conjunctions existed at his time, and he was still a renowned poet. An English poet, by the way. I don't think he even wrote paragraphs. Not at least meticulously planned out paragraphs that are MLA formatted. So why, on the Lord's green earth, what, like, okay, maybe you can make an argument. You can make somewhat of an argument that English teaches you how to write, how to type, how to say certain words, how to pronounce certain words. You could also make an argument that maybe you'll get a job where you have to do an 11 paragraph essay. Okay. I have a question for anyone who's watching this that has a job. I just have a tiny question. Have you ever had to write, let me finish, a paragraph that is MLA formatted, works cited page as well? Okay. You listen to me? Right. About one subject. Not multiple subjects. No, not multiple. One subject. You can't say you were a news reporter because news is never about one subject. It's about multiple subjects. Go on. I'm a see comments basically. Okay. Copy and paste. My last essay I had to work on for a job. Also, by the way, why? Why do those jobs exist? Why even work? Like, how much are you, like, is it worth the pay? Like, are you really willing to write a, like, multiple paragraph essay, MLA formatted, mind you, works cited as well, for a job? Why? Just why? For what reason? For what purpose? Like, unless, like, I wouldn't, I don't even think some guy down on their luck, homeless, no job, had one chance, and that was the job they were given. I don't think not enough money in the world could be enough for them to be like, you know what, fine, I'll take my chances. Like, why? Not the point. No shade to those people who have, like, who teach, because they don't necessarily choose what way they teach us. Well, they kind of do, but not necessarily. It's more of like government that just like basically you need to learn this, this, and this. Right? That's fair. That's fair. Not your fault. Nothing you can do about it. Not our fault. There's nothing we can do about it. Not the point. But I do have a question. What is the point of EOD? Like, that's a genuine question, because I don't know what the point of it actually is necessarily. Because I've seen people talk. I've never. From the way my mom described EOD, it's more of like teaching you English, kind of, but more like English, I guess. I don't know necessarily what it is. But EOD is mostly a program where, like, people, for an example, like me, born speaking a different language, are put into. At least from what I've heard. I necessarily don't know if that's the case. I have been in EOD class before, but again, I don't know if that's the case or not. Not the point. Why? Just why? Like, okay, I understand it, but at the same time, like, aren't we forced to speak English anyway? Like, we'll learn English over time anyway, right? Like, let's say, for an example, a Spanish speaker were to move, or I guess a immigrant moved here legally. I don't want to. Anyway, that's the point. They move here. They have a kid. That kid is born speaking their national language, right? For 1 month. The rest of that 1 month, however, they slowly learn English. And then they're put into school. Eventually, by the time they're in school, they're somewhat, almost, not fully, somewhat a, what's the word? They speak English fluently, kinda. Not fully. Almost there. Why does EOD exist? Because, like, even people who were born speaking English can end up there. At least from what I've heard. I could be wrong. What does it teach exactly? Like, that's a genuine question, because I haven't been in EOD. I haven't, like, I wasn't in EOD a long time, and I wasn't in EOD classes for a long time either. The only stuff I was kind of taught was Morse code, which I knew about way before I was taught about. So, and what's the word? Hyphen. Hyphen. Just hyphen. Eventually, I got pulled out of that class and became a TA. That's a whole different story for another day. Not the point. Morse code and hyphen. I'm confused. What does it teach exactly? Because, like, Morse code doesn't necessarily seem like something that will help me, I don't know, learn English. Hyphen, I guess, will help out with, like, I don't know, paragraphs or something like that. But hyphens aren't necessarily all that common within words. Like, name, for every word that you could name that has a hyphen in it, I could name several other words without hyphens in them. You know, like, they're rare to come by, to say the least. But again, I don't know what EOD teaches. I'm just genuinely curious. That's something I don't know. Like, I'm not like saying like what they teach over there is useless, because I don't know. I wasn't there for a long time. For all I know, it could be very useful for English classes, but useful nonetheless. So what exactly does it teach? Because I don't know. Again, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Shot in the dark here. I just think it's more complex English. But again, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Also, science. We have life science, and then we have other science, and then we have other science, and then we have biology, and then we have other types of science, right? Why? Because last time I checked, right? No, you could call me out on this. I don't know if that is the case or not. But biology and life science basically mean the same thing, do they not? Life science is science on life. Biology is studying life. Doesn't that, I don't know, equal to the same thing? Now I know biology is more like dissecting animals, while life science is more like hands-on science, I guess, rather than mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. It's more like, you want to know how to make a mousetrap into a car that can work all by itself? Well, you've come to the right place. You want to shoot some bottled rockets up into the sky? We got you, bro. And to be fair, that was fun. You know what? I'll give high school this. Life science was fun. To be fair, though, science in general is fun. Scientific method and all. Scientific method and all, you know? Ask a question, hypothesize, experiment, draw a conclusion, share data. I remember them because, I had to. Again, science is very interesting. That's one of the many classes I won't throw shade at because it was very interesting. Again, with physical ed, I retract my shade because some of it is fun. Badminton, I love badminton. Sign me up. Badminton any time of the day. It's perfect. I can hit a very small thing, or I can hit someone's face. It's a win-win situation all around. No, I'm joking. Dodgeball. That's fun. They don't do it enough, but it's fun. Running the mile. End my life. End my suffering, please. The mile sucks. End the story. It's just running. Come on. If you want kids to run, make them play flag football or baseball or something. I would have participated. If we made the 1 mile run into like a sport game, like for example, you have to dribble the ball to this goal over there and shoot in that ball a total of 4 times. Sign me up. Just put on a goalie and I'm up. And I'm up for the field. I'm up for the play. Come on. If you want people to exercise and participate, do more games. That's it. This generation is... By the way, this is what I've heard. This new generation, the little kids nowadays, are a lot more... What's the word? Scared of dodgeball. You don't fear the ball. The ball fears you. I once got crab kicked by someone, yes. I've been kicked in the face by someone before. And I've never let that stop me from playing sports. Or at least playing sport-adjacent games during physical ed. Not the point. I'm just saying, I would have participated a lot more in physical ed if it were just more games. Like, you want people to participate. Tag. Plain and simple. Tag. Not the point. I just love badminton. And dodgeball. Those are my two favorite sports of all time. Why is dodgeball not like a sport? An international sport. Make dodgeball an international sport. Sign me up. not the point. I would get so much more exercise if it were that way. Anywho, not the point. Moving on. I also like history. History, one of my favorite subjects of all time. I like learning about the past. It's kind of nice. I know a lot of people are like, history sucks because you're learning the past. Like, let the past be the past, right? But, mistakes have been made. You know what they say, we learn about the past so we can't make the same mistakes again. And so far, we haven't. I think. I could be wrong, though. I'm probably very wrong. Anywho, not the point. I like history. Especially since one of the many things you learn about history are religious things. I'm just saying, it's a win-win. It's a win-win to hear my Lord Almighty, Jesus Christ, be mentioned by name during school. It's just... Not the point. Focus. There's also other subjects that I like. For an example, what's the subject that I like that isn't history or science? Math? No. Hold on, I'll get to that. Lunch? No. Obviously, look at me. Not the point. Give me a moment. Recess? No. Okay, fine. Math. We'll get to math. Math? 50-50. Boring. Fun. Mostly boring. Mostly fun. Like learning things here and there. Like, for example, I loved learning about multiplication. Multiplication was one of my favorite things to learn about. Times tables? I got that down in a jiffy. 11 times 3, 33. Give me another one. 5 times 10. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 50. Next one, please. 2 times 4. Do you think I'm a child? It's 8. Sorry. I just love multiplication, alright? Now, I may not know my 9s, or 8s, or 7s, or 4s, or 12s by heart. I know my 3s, my 2s, my 1s, my 0s, my almost 10s and 11s by heart. With 2s, it's just very easy. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? No, I'm joking. This is what I do for 2s. This is a little life hack for y'all. So, what you do is, right? 2 times 4. Remove the 2. Remove the x. In place of the x, put down a plus. In place of the 2, put down a 4. That's your answer. 2 times anything is just that number plus itself. 2 times 10, that's just 10 times. That's 10 plus 10. 2 times 4, 4 plus 4. 2 times 5, 5 plus 5. 2 times 7. It's that simple. It's that easy. If you get to, like, for example, a really high number, like, for example, 2 times 14, 14 plus 14. 2 times 36, 36 plus 36. And eventually, you'll get your answer, for example. 6 equals 12. 3 plus 3, that's 7. 72. 2 times 36 is 72. Hold on. Did I do that right? So that equals 12. put that 1 up there. 3 plus 3, that's blah, blah, blah. Add 6 to 1, that's 7. And that's 72. It's that simple. 5 fingers. It's just 5, add 5, add 5, add 4. Example, 5. Okay, then what's 5 plus 2? Add 5 to that. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. It's that simple. The next number, for example, to simplify, you'll always get a number that's either a 5 or a 0. Or get, I guess, a 5 or a 0. A 5 or a 0. In the ones place, you'll either get a 5 or a 0. If you already have a 5, 0. The next number is going to have a 0 at the start, which means the next number after that will have a 5, and then after that will be a 0, after that 5, after that 0, after that 5, after that 0. All you need to change is the ones place, the tens place by 1. For an example, we go from 0 in the tens place to 1 in the ones place, and then 1 again in the ones place when we've got another 5, and then so on and so forth. And then we got a 2 in the tens place, and then we have a 2 when there's a 5, but when there's a 0, we've got a new number in the tens place. It's that simple, I think. 3s, there's a song about that. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 and 24, 27 and 30, 33 and 36. I can't do anything past 12, but solid. 10, just add a 0 at the end of whatever number you're multiplying by. 10 times 2, add a 0 to 2, 20. 10 times 10. Do I have to say it? 100. 11 times 10, 110. 10 times 12, 120. 11, just replicate that number. 11, 22, 33, 30, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99, 111, 122. I think. Yeah, I think. No, 121. That's something like that. I lose track. Not the point. That's simple. I don't know why I've been rambling on for 43 minutes. Not the point. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to drag y'all out here and tell you by the year how much I hate school. You can enjoy it. I just don't personally enjoy it myself. This has been your King, Anthony. I love badminton. I love dodgeball. I'll see y'all whenever I'm done hibernating. Goodbye, my subjects. Oh, wait, no. Have a wonderful evening, afternoon, morning, and or night. I hope you had a wonderful day. Hope you achieved your dreams in some way, shape, or form. I'll see y'all whenever I'm done hibernating. Bye-bye. Peace. Spread kindness, will you? Not hate. And that, I bet you I do.